Good evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. We got some more Monster High news to talk about today. To be honest, I didn't think we'd get something else, because yesterday we had, well, it wasn't new leaks. I guess it kind of was. I don't remember. Anyway, we got some leaks to talk about. First of all, the mystery monsters, or potions, whatever they're called, the little mini Monster High blind box figures that were set to be coming out for G3, we have photos of them. We've also gotten to see G3 Jinafire's design, so that's pretty big. We got to see her. She does look pretty similar to the sketch that we talked about on this channel previously, but regardless, we'll be covering what she looks like in the show. And Venus also showed up in the show, so we'll talk about that as well. So with that said, let's just begin. Okay, so a new teaser for the Monster High TV show, season 2 of it, has recently dropped on YouTube, as well as starting to air on the Nickelodeon channel. So, the Scaradise designs were shown in the show, and I just wanted to talk about them real quick before we get into everything else, because one key detail about Frankie kind of pisses me off. They have black lipstick in the show. Originally, the description of Frankie's doll had said that they would feature black lipstick, then we got the stock photos and they had pink. I remember being so disappointed by that. And to see that in the show, they have black lipstick, come on, man. The show knew what we wanted. They need to give the people what they want. Give the goblins some gold. Anyway, Heath has a unique outfit here as well, which, good for him, I guess. He's still ugly as balls in the show. Draculaura looks different as well. Her hat is black with pink-shaped bats, with pink bat shapes in it, instead of there being, holes that are shaped like bats in the hat. So that's another pretty big change. Most likely it was just done because 3D modeling is expensive, so they were like, okay, instead of just putting holes in it, we'll just print the bats onto it. I'll be honest, both of their hats are more detailed. Like, Frankie's got the stitches painted in yellow. I just wanted to talk about that real quick, though. Yeah, there's a couple changes between how they look in the show and how the actual dolls look, so. The black lipstick thing still pisses me off, though. Frankie needs more lip colors. I'm glad they're starting to get it in these new releases that they're going to be getting this year, but God, I was so sick of the pink lip. So anyway, here's what Venus looks like in the show. So it's been said for a while that Venus was going to be in the show in season 2, that she was going to be, I don't know if they said a main character or just a very prominent one, but it looks like Venus is going to be showing up in the show pretty soon. So in the animation, she does look a bit different. Her hair is primarily pink, and I don't see as much green, but I do see I see one strand of green, but that's it. So that is a bit unfortunate, the fact that she doesn't have as much green in her hair as she should, but overall she does look pretty cute in the show's style. There are some obvious changes between the final doll and the way Venus looks in the show, but that always seems to be the case. They always seem to have more detail in doll form than they do in the show. So that's just to be expected. She looks pretty cool though. And finally, here is Jinafire. So we actually knew how Jinafire looked because of, and I'm only going to show this once because I don't know if it's safe to talk about these artworks yet. I had to literally link them in a Google Drive in the description of one of my videos once because I didn't want Mattel to copyright strike my channel. So again, I'm going to show this real quick, screenshot if you want. This is Jinafire's prototype sketch design. So as you can see, there are some pretty significant differences. The primary ones being, of course, her hair length. She has a bob in the show instead of the longer hair that goes down past her thighs. So that is one change. Her skin also doesn't seem to have as prominent of a gradient. Her hands do look kind of gold, and her legs also seem to kind of ombre into gold, but it's not as, apparent. You know? It's still there, but it's not as, stand out as it should be. Her shoes are exactly the same as the prototype sketch, as is the skirt, although the skirt does have a more detailed belt in the prototype sketch. She has the same necklace by the looks of it, and the only thing that she's really missing is the jacket, which is strange because I feel like she needs the jacket to look complete. I don't know, she looks kind of naked without it. She just looks like she's missing something. I'll be honest, I'm not crazy about them changing Jinafire's skin tone so significantly. I think it'll grow on me eventually, but I'm just so used to the gold. I know that the reason they made the change was to make her more culturally accurate, because Chinese dragons are typically water and not fire, and that's why I believe she's been changed to a water dragon for, cultural accuracy. And I do believe that changing her skin to green was also part of that, so I'm just throwing that out there. That's the main reason for this change, from what I remember. I think it'll grow on me. I have to see how she looks on the doll. She has a really cute face in the show. Like, just seeing her in this one scene where she's walking with what I assume is her grandmother and her dad? Like, I don't know. The lady looks kind of old, so I'm thinking that's her grandma, and the guy doesn't look that old, so I'm thinking he's the father. Also, he kind of reminds me of Hezekiah Steam, Rebecca's dad, because Rebecca's dad also has a prosthetic arm on the same side. Like, they have the same arm as a prosthetic, so I just think that's kind of funny. Like, it's an unintentional Hezekiah reference, almost. Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about her family, but they look cool. They look alright for characters that are show original and most likely will never receive dolls. But yeah, Jinafire is of course the one I'm focusing on. I like her for the most part. Like, I think the hair colors they chose for her are pretty nice. Like, the teal and the purple are cute together. Giving her mostly black, kind of brown hair was an interesting decision. I'm not against it, but again, I do really have to see how this looks in doll form, because that's what matters to me most. Like, they can be butt ugly in the show. Like, Abby in the show, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, she looks kind of ugly in the show. Claudine in the show also looks kind of ugly. But their dolls are not that bad. Abby is especially good. So my hope is that Jinafire will have a really pretty doll, just like Abby does. And finally, on to the mini monsters. Or the mystery minis. What the fuck are these things called? So anyway, these were leaked in this photo with what seems to be early prototypes of the ballerina line. And then we got these higher quality photos of them, which is not very high quality in the photo that I put on the screen, so we'll have to zoom in on them and go by them one by one. I figure we can start with Spectra and Frankie because these two look the most bizarre to me. They look very G1. Like, I don't feel like these two look as G3 as they should, which is weird because Frankie clearly has their prosthetic leg. I can see it. They have the side shave, but their skin looks kind of green. And then Spectra especially looks like a G1, like her G1 counterpart. Like, this doesn't look like G3 Spectra to me. Although G1 and G3 Spectra are so identical. I cannot lie to you, they almost look exactly the same as each other. Basically, the only change is that they gave her that kind of, like, headpiece. The headpiece is what differentiates them, and the fact that this figure isn't wearing it just makes me think, hey, that's literally G1 Spectra. So, yeah. Overall, I think Spectra looks pretty good. As for Frankie, what the hell are they wearing? I understand that their style is a bit quirky, but that's a bit too quirky for me. It's a bit weird. But, yeah, overall pretty cute. On to Draculaura and Claudine. I think Draculaura is one of my favorites from this set. She just looks adorable. Usually I like to poke fun at Draculaura just because she's such a popular character. Gotta keep her humble, you know? But I like this figure a lot. It's adorable, and if I ever saw it at like a thrift store or on sale or something, I would totally buy it. Claudine, on the other hand, oh boy. Anyway, on to Cleo and Laguna. I don't like what they put Laguna in. Her hairstyle is super cute, but the orange shoes? Orange with a teal outfit? Not to mention her hair being mostly blonde when it's not supposed to be. She's missing the purple and the blue streaks. So, that's fun. She seems to have like a couple little streaks in her hair, but it's so minor that it's barely noticeable. Cleo, on the other hand, looks pretty cool. Her hair looks almost transparent and kind of gem-like, which is cool. I like that. Her outfit is also the most cohesive, being all gold. So, good for her. I'd say from this set, my favorites are probably Spectra, Cleo, and Draculaura. I usually love Frankie, but this figure I'm just not crazy about. And Laguna needs help. I still refuse to comment on Claudine. I don't know what to say. So yeah, that's all the Monster High news we had to talk about. Venus showed up in the show. Jinafire got revealed, which is, again, crazy. I didn't think we'd get to see her for a good while. I'm glad that the trailers put her in so we could have a good look at her. Again, my final hopes for her is just that she has the jacket. Because most likely the doll will have long hair regardless, because the G3 basic dolls always have long hair. Toralei had long hair even though her hair is short in the show. The Werecat twins both have long hair even though their hair is short in the show. Like, that's just the way it is. You're supposed to cut the hair yourself. You want them to have a fuck-ass bob, do it yourself. I did not mean to put this picture of Venus on the screen. Anyway, the mystery monsters are cool, but I wouldn't pay more than $5 for them. They're just little blind box figures. I like them, but again, I wouldn't pay more than $5. So if these cost somewhere from like $8 to $10, I'm probably just gonna wait until they go on sale. Most of the time when I buy blind boxes, I like to cut a little hole into it to see what I'm getting before I pay. So if I can't do that with these, I'm just gonna wait until they go on sale and I could buy like a bunch of them in bulk. So that's my plan. But before we go, of course, we have to remind ourselves of things that are coming in the future. Jinafire will most likely get a doll sometime next year. That's what the rumors have been saying. And Hisfits Toralei is going to release soon. Hisfits Toralei is supposed to come out in April. Oh my god, can you believe she's supposed to come out in April, May, June, or July? That's such a big time frame, but she's going to be here soon, guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Feel free to leave your thoughts on the things we've discussed today in the comments below. I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say. I feel like Jinafire's design is going to be kind of controversial just because of how big of a change it is. But again, it was done with good intentions. Obviously, the designers wanted to correct the inaccuracies of her design and make her more accurate to Chinese culture. So, I respect that. I just hope the doll looks good, you know? That's all I care about. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as always, I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!